Hello and welcome to Anywhere But Here, episode 325. My name's Ant. It's new content. I've actually managed to get to recording something for you guys, brand new. It's been a while since I've done an intro, but bear with me. As you may have heard, Tom isn't here. He's been quite busy with Sham 69 and work, so I should have been taking the mantle for all of July, but I've only actually managed to get one new episode done. You can find us on social media, facebook.com/ABH Pod. We're on Twitter at ABH Pod. We are on YouTube, ABH Podcast. We don't generally post a lot of video content now, but if we ever do, it's up there for you. You can email us to get in contact as well at abhpod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so by using the Amazon banner. It's at abhpod.com. It's up. I don't even know where it is on there anymore. It's on the page somewhere. There is a Amazon banner. If you click through there, do your usual shopping. It won't change your experience at all. It won't cost you any more either. We just get a little bit of a kickback from what you do spend on there. You can support us in a more regular fashion by going to our Patreon. That's there is a banner for that on our website as well. Just click through there for $1 a month or £1 a month. Whatever your local currency is, you'll get extra content. You'll get exclusive after the podcast. You'll get spoiler casts. The last two episodes we had that came out were spoiler casts on the main feed. We recorded those a little while ago, but our patrons already heard them weeks ago. You also get video content early. If we ever do any video content, you'll get that before it goes public on YouTube. You also get this main episode without the intro. On this episode, as I said, Tom sort of left it in my hands to sort of sort out July, and I kind of dropped the ball a bit on that. But I did manage to get one episode recorded, and I'm joined by one of my colleagues, Eric. He started with us recently, but we kind of clicked, and he sort of seems like he'd be a good fit for the podcast, so I hope you enjoy listening to him. We just generally talk about shit. There was a disturbing article, Scientists Are Fucked Up. That's in this episode. We talked a lot about geeky culture stuff, but Eric quite likes his comic books as well. He's also a big podcast fan, so he tells us about one or two of his favourite podcasts that he listens to, and to be honest, they do sound like a good laugh, so it's probably worth you guys going and checking that out. Anyway, that's sort of the outline of this episode. As you can see, it's a relatively long one, so we had a good old chat. Enjoy. As I said in the intro, I am joined by Eric, one of my work colleagues, friends.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, we haven't known each other long enough. Can we say friends now?
No, I don't want to say friends.
Don't want to say friends. Fair enough. And this is the treatment I get every day. But yeah, I also said, like, myself and Tom, we haven't recorded in quite a while now. I'm sure the next couple of episodes, when me and Tom do record together, it's going to be a long one. We're going to have a lot to catch up on, but he's a busy man playing Rockstar and, freelancer, working his ass off, making that money, and also going on holiday to meet one of our podcasting friends, Ben Taylorson. I saw some nice pictures there. We just get into it. I mean, Eric, when I knew I had to find someone to record with, I know Eric listens to podcasts and comedy podcasts and stuff like that, and I didn't have to try and explain it, and I thought it'd be a good fit for the podcast, really. So we tend to have a good laugh at work all the time.
Yeah, we'll see. See how it goes.
We'll see.
I think of something.
I mean, we've got similar interests as well, haven't we? Like, sort of musically similar. There's some differences, but similar musically. You make references that only I get, and vice versa. A lot
of people at work don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, one day I can't remember. I said something about useless facts, and you went, "Oh, I know Victor Meldrew's phone number," and then I just off the cuff, I just said it. 4291. Yeah. I know his phone number as well. Like, how many people know Victor Meldrew's phone number?
That's drilled into my brain.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, that sort of thing. So it was like, yeah, this a perfect fit. It'll be a great, good laugh. And I'm sure everyone else will agree. It's weird because the way we do things, I don't know if you're aware, Eric. So Tom and I do a thing called a spoiler cast. So if we've watched a film or a TV show, like the Marvel ones, and mainly the Marvel, we sort of record our thoughts on it, and that goes out to our patrons. And then somewhere down the line, it will go out on our main feed. So I think the last 2 episodes or 3 episodes that have gone out on the main feed have just been spoiler casts of things we recorded in the past. So, they've had stuff. The Patreon hasn't really had anything, which, I apologize to the patrons who are listening because they're the people that sort of pay for it. They got a video of me driving home from work one day.
They need to revolt.
They need to revolt
against you.
That's it. Well, don't say stuff like that.
Torches and pitchforks.
Torches and pitchforks. Right. If you're talking about torturing people, I'm going to torture you now then. So I teased to you at work today. I saw a tweet this morning that is kind of horrific. Yeah. It's one of those weird, science is cool, but also terrifying.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Oh, you might have seen it now.
Possibly, yeah. So
it's to do with, Tom and I, we cover sometimes on here Boston Dynamics because they do these weird human-like robots or these weird animal-like robots that
are future overlords.
Yeah, exactly. And it's terrifying. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, that, when they were designing that, they weren't thinking military at all. I wonder where they get their funding from. But some scientists in Rice University, or engineers, I apologize, decided, and Tom will like this as well because he's as much of a fan of spiders as you are. They decided that, fuck the robots, let's just use dead spiders. I'm
fully aware of the news story that you're referring to.
Oh, you keep up with spider news, do you?
Yes. Yeah.
You're that scared. You keep up with spider news just to make sure. So it's this weird thing that I didn't realize that the way spiders work, their legs and stuff, it's like a hydraulic system. Like it's not muscles and and that makes sense because they're small. So they basically figured out that they could, with a dead spider, and I think they used like wolf spiders, so quite big. You'll be glad to know that these spiders were alive and they actually euthanized them to do this.
Good.
They actually killed these spiders.
So they should. I'll have that job.
They call it necrobotics, apparently. Necrobotics. So they decide that they figured out that they can sort of pump like a fluid or pump and draw fluid out of this spider to cause its legs to open and close and pick things up. They use it as like a gripper. Yeah,
it's like a weird claw machine, horror claw machine. When Pinhead's off at the weekend, that's what he's doing.
Down at one of the worst British seasides in town, they've got a claw machine where it's a spider that picks up your prize, and your prize is another dead spider. Yeah, there's a little video, like a little GIF. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it?
I have seen it. Yeah,
you've seen it. Yeah, because I was going to share it with you.
Picking up like a little pink ball of fluff or something.
No, this is picking up another dead spider.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
It's just bizarre, and there's like this whole scientific paper about it, and
I'm assuming it's so the antithesis of it is that it's to micro mechanics. I'm assuming.
I would assume. I don't
like nano machines and things, because what would be the point?
Because you can. I think that's what scientists do, isn't it? We repurpose the cadaver of a spider to create a pneumatically actuated gripper that is fully functional following only one simple assembly step, which is just basically plunging a syringe into its back, allowing to circumvent the usual tedious and constraining fabrication steps required for fluidically driven actuators and grippers. They use such flowery language, don't they? Like,
pump water in it and make it pick stuff up. There you
go. Yeah. Pump some shit in it and make it grab onto things. But it's weird. It's like, I don't understand why they would do it. Like, it doesn't make sense. For ethical questioning, the raw biotic material, i.e. the spider cadaver, was obtained by euthanizing a wolf spider through exposure to freezing temperature for a period of 5 to 7 days. Now, ethically,
that's not quick, is it?
That's not ethical at all, is it? It's like you could have killed it instantly, but what we did, we froze it, made it.
I suppose like killing them instantly is going to damage it.
Yeah.
Unless you pump it full of toxin gas. Do spiders breathe? Yeah, they must breathe. They must have lungs.
Spiders, yeah. I would assume that they breathe, but it's like, I suppose, like freezing it kind of gets drowsy, doesn't it? I don't know. Do they have pain receptors? Who knows? But like, you can view the full scientific paper if you really want to, and it's got lots of different pictures and diagrams and illustrations.
No, I'm right.
Works.
I'm right. Thanks. I don't understand. Yeah, I'm right. I don't really want to look at pictures of spiders, dead or alive, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think
it's
not. Are you just going to be wandering down there? I need to pick that thing up. I haven't got a grabber with me. Well, there's a dead spider. There's a dead spider and a syringe. Yep, there you go. I was going to do some heroin later, but I'm going to use the spider to pick something up.
Yeah, I dropped £1. So
I've got to drop my dead spider. I need a dead spider to pick up the dead spider.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what, because I didn't even consider. I saw it and was like, oh, cool, they did this. Whereas you're like, why did they do this? And I didn't look at that, so I don't know why they did it. And it's massive article, so it just seems weird, doesn't it? I think possibly, like you say, there's got to be other ways of doing it, though. Like, I was thinking, like, it could be to pick up little things and stuff that, like in labs and shit. But there's other ways of doing it without killing spiders.
Yeah. I don't think they're trying to find a practical use for it. I think it must be have some research benefit with regards to biomechanics and making robots that can do similar stuff. Yeah.
And I mean, it says that the necrobotic gripper is capable of grasping objects with irregular geometries and up to 130% of its own mass. So it's not picking up anything massive, is it? Like, spiders aren't big, so 130% of a spider's weight isn't much. But you're not picking up a mouse with it.
Yeah, no. I don't know what the mass of a spider is.
It's like
150.
130%. So it's 130%. Like, if it weighs 100 grams, then it can only pick up 130 grams. Like, it's nothing, really. Like, you can't use it for like pest control. In theory, you could like just have a spider drop down and pick it up. And
if we stick a syringe in a crab, how much could we pick up?
You'd need a strong syringe.
A big crab.
Do they have similar? Do they have like a similar hydraulic process in their legs?
I don't know, they're bigger, aren't they?
No,
they got their muscles and stuff.
Just like a spider with a shell.
Oh, horrific! Can't squish it with a book, then, can you?
It's so weird. There's lots of this stuff. There's lots of stuff in this article that says, lots of people are interested in this because of the mechanics of their legs, but no practical application. Like,
there's probably like hundreds and hundreds of things that these like research scientists do that we don't know about. That's just mental.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this now, and it's the thing that's in my mind is: do you think this is just a way to placate serial killers? Just call them scientists and get them to do weird experiments on spiders and shit.
I don't think I doubt very much if you are a psychopath that has the urge to kill is going to be placated by slowly freezing a spider over a period of 5 to 7 days.
It's just these experiments, though, they're kind of a bit serial killer-esque. Like, they're just weird, isn't it? I wonder if we can like control a dead spider's legs. Let's try and figure that shit out. Like,
I need a research grant. I need 5 prostitutes. Why? No reason. I'm going to see if I can use them to make a crane. What? Yeah, necrobiotics it's called.
It's so fucking weird. It is weird. And the thing is, you've got all these charts in here, like pressure and gripping force and stuff. Like, they took loads of measurements, and such a weird odd. I don't know, man. That's all I've got on that. It's go on.
In the future, when we've got tiny robot gripping picker up things, you'll know why.
I'll be eating my words.
You'll be like, oh, I was at the forefront of that science. I saw the the beginning.
Yeah, I remember this article. I was a big fan of it. I was really talking it up.
I had all the T-shirts. I had all the Funkos of it.
Yeah, T-shirt, just like a spider claw with a syringe coming out of its back. It's just necrobotics underneath. Like,
pick one up today.
Yeah. See, there is. I've just seen actually there are. I don't know if this is an illustration or if it is actually like photos, but what you're saying about this spider picking up like a red or pink ball thing.
Yeah.
Under a microscope, it looks like. Or is it a machine that does it? Yeah. I can see that. But no, the one that I was telling you about that's in this tweet is actually like the spider just sort of coming into frame, picking up another. Yeah. Same machine, probably. Just picking up a spider.
No, I'm good not looking at it, thanks.
All right, suit yourself, mate.
Yeah,
suit yourself.
I've seen it.
I might share it on Twitter for people at some point if I can find it later. I've got the link. I will be able to, and if I remember to. That's the other. That's the other big series. The big thing. I thought you might like that, and it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I love it. Got to keep up to date with the spider news.
I mean, you say, like you've said in the past, that you listen to other podcasts, and you're constantly listening to one at work that you're always laughing at.
Yeah.
Like, is it one you would recommend to people all the time?
Depends on what you're into. There's a couple. I listen to, like, religiously. So the one that I was listening to recently, I've been chuckling to, was it's called the Snowplow Show.
Right.
And it's a guy. He basically does prank calls.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it since like the 90s. Been doing prank calls since the 90s. There's a big I think it's bigger in America than it is over in the UK.
Yeah.
But it's just his thing. It's what he does, and it's just quite entertaining. I've just been listening back from when the feed starts.
What I'm just trying to figure out how would that have been distributed back in the early 90s? Was it like tapes that people just copied and passed around?
So I think it's very some of the stuff he says is it's very early internet type stuff, like record, like possibly physical recording or like just message boards and things, and then I think like when podcasts first started, he was doing other stuff. The Snowplow Show, and the group. There's like a group of them. It's called the Phone Losers of America. They've been around for quite a long time. But I think he's got they've done a couple of different shows. They used to do a lot of like live streaming, so he'll like live stream and do like prank calls and stuff. It's quite funny. Some of them, just some of the stuff's really interesting. The guy seems quite funny. He got raided by the FBI in 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
Because someone had given him access to I think it was Safeway. It's a Safeway in America.
Yeah.
One of their staff or customer databases, and he didn't realize what he was doing. Because he was kind of given access. He just sort of went in and was going to get the details to prank call all these people, but he was technically hacking.
Yeah. And he was using FBI, it for malicious purposes as well.
Yeah,
because prank calling is a nuisance, malicious thing. That is a bit dodgy.
So yeah, it's quite funny. He talks about it quite a lot. And I can't remember what happened.
Just like a mental story, I suppose, isn't it?
You don't think like, oh, I'm going to phone people up and wind people up, and then like the FBI are going to bash in your house.
Yeah, local police, but not FBI.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think. Is it like? And this is the thing with prank calls. It's like, prank calls, they can be really funny, but is it all like, I want to say harmless sort of stuff? Or is there some questionable stuff?
So I've heard a lot of older stuff that's quite questionable. Now he's obviously been caught by the FBI. I think he's trying to tone everything down.
Yeah.
A lot of the calls have like I want to say a format, but he'll do similar things quite often. So he does a lot of apartment calls, he calls them. So what he'll do is he'll phone up the places where you rent apartments from in America, and then go, "Oh, hi, I'm a tenant in blah blah blah." He'll like Google it and look up the addresses and stuff, and he'll go, "I'm an apartment in this building." He'll go, "So yeah, I'm just having a few issues. Basically, we've put loads of sand in our apartment to give it a beach theme," and they're like, "What?" Yeah, so we've got like a few inches of sand everywhere. I'm can't be bothered to carry it out to the bin, so I'm flushing it down the toilet. The toilet's blocked, and they're like, "What do you mean, sand?" And he's like, "Yeah, just for a beach. Don't worry about that. The toilet's not working." He does.
That's quite good though, because it's kind of like he says this major sort of point, this major thing, and then she goes, "But ignore that. The toilet don't work."
There's one I was listening to today. I was listening to one today, and he phoned them up and went. So we put plastic sheeting all in the flat, and we filled it with 2 foot of water. So we've got like an indoor pool, and they're like, "You've got a pool in your apartment?" He's like, "No, I've not got a pool in my apartment. I've put plastic down and filled it with water." And they're like, "That's a pool." He said, "No, it's not a pool." He's like, "So we put the oven on to try and heat the water up, and now it's melted and it's leaking out a bit. Can you got anything like I could use to patch on?" They're like, "No, we need to come in." It's like, "You can't come in. You have to climb through the window." Because the door won't open because it's got 2 foot of water everywhere. And they're like, we're going to open the door. We're going to come in. He's like, "No, you can't." He was like, "I just want to know if you've got anything to plug up the hole." And they're like, "No, we need to come in." And he's like, "You can't come in." And he's like, "And the lights are flickering as well." And she was going, "That's probably because the water's leaking. We need to get in and fix it." And he went, "No, he was like, "Oh, you're a woman. You obviously don't understand. Electrics have got nothing to do with water." She's getting really angry.
Yeah, it's just a complete nuisance, but it's
winding people up.
I just don't understand how people do that and keep like straight faces and manage to maintain.
It depends on the other person. Like a lot of the time, he'll keep like a level head, and then sometimes you can just hear him. If the other person gets irate or starts saying like mad stuff, he will start. You can hear him like laughing.
Yeah.
I think his kind of goal is to piss people off, like to get them to be irate and argue with him.
Yeah.
Or shout at him. One of the things he does, which sounds odd, but it's fucking hilarious, is he does what he calls hang up the phone calls.
Right.
So he'll phone someone up and go, "Oh, hi, is that John?" And they'll go, "Yeah, it's John speaking." He goes, "Cool, hang up the phone." And everyone, like a lot of the time, people go, "What?" He goes, "Hang up the phone," and they're like, "Why?" He's like, "Don't worry about that." He's like, "I just want you to hang up the phone." He's like, they'll be like, I'm not doing what you say."
So they just stay on the phone for no reason.
Like a lot of people will argue with him, and they'll be like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Don't worry about that. Just hang up the phone." People get really upset. They're like, "No, I don't want to hang up the phone." And then sometimes he'll have 1 or 2 people that refuse to hang up and will stay on the phone. And he'll go, "All right then." And he'll do a 3-way call and phone someone else in.
And tell them to hang up.
Like, he'll phone up and go, "Hi, Julie." And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hang up the phone." And then you can hear like a person in the background going, "Don't listen to him."
So bizarre.
So weird. It's brilliant.
That's so really good though. Like, can you imagine being that person? Like, I kind of get the mentality of like, "No, I'm not going to hang up. Like, why did you call me?" Like,
I think it's
what are you on about?
so confusing because people phone you. Like, people won't phone you to talk to you. So if someone phones up and goes, "Don't worry about it, hang up the phone," you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's the opposite purpose of the phone call. The phone.
Yeah. I kind of understand why you wouldn't want to hang up straight away, but
I think it just frazzles people's minds.
That's mad. But I know you told me before about sometimes where he's called people and they sort of know about him.
There's been a couple of those.
Yeah. But then he still manages to get them somehow.
Yeah.
By saying the same thing. Like it's really weird, but
some of it's like so it doesn't always work. I think because sometimes he does things. Some of his shows are edited. Like he'll sit and do a load of phone calls throughout the day and then edit them together. And then sometimes he'll just post a live show. So he'll just sit on YouTube or whatever and sort of post 90% of what he does.
You got to think the edited ones. It's all the better ones, isn't it? It's all the ones that have worked, whereas the live ones are probably not quite as consistent as you'd imagine. But that just sounds like such a weird idea for a podcast, but it's brilliant. Like there's
quite a few. Like there's a lot of people that do prank phone call stuff. He does a thing they call it Dinktember. So it's during the month of September, and they get people, so listeners, all across America to. They put a note on people's car saying, "Sorry, I dinged your car," and then a phone number and a name, and they leave it on the car. So these people will phone up the phone number, and it'll go straight to answer phone, and they'll be like, "Oh, my name is blah blah blah. You left a note on my car," and then so the guy who does the snowplow show will phone them back. He's given like other people in the phone loose of America will do it as well, but they'll phone people up and go, I've got this note saying you dinged my car, thanks for calling. And they're like, did you find the ding? And they're like, well, there's something on there. And no, it's in the boot. I climbed in the back of your car because I thought there was a Pokemon in there. And they'll be like, what? And he'll be like, yeah, there was a rare Pokemon. I was playing Pokemon Go. There was a rare Pokemon in your car. I had to get in and get it. And they're like, how'd you get in my car? And they just make shit up. And then it's just it's just so good. Like people be shouting and going, I need your insurance because you ruined my car. And he's like, no, I didn't do that. I was on the roof. Me and my friends were on the roof having a party.
But that's the thing. It's like, I think that's why it works so well, because people are always in for like they're always up for a payday.
Oh yeah.
They say, we could get some money out of this. Let's call them. See if we can get some money. Yeah. But then they'll probably get sued for making a prank phone call as well. So, what a great concept that is, though, for a podcast. It's simple as well, isn't it? Just do it. Just call people up.
I think the like whole prank calling thing, especially in America, was kind of quite big, and there was a lot of groups that did it for fun. And I think he's just taken something that he does.
It just turned it into something.
Yeah. Because I started listening, I think it was around 20. So I've only been listening to it for a few months. But the feed goes back to about 2015, 16. And from when I started listening to now, which I think I'm up to about 2019.
Wow. Yeah.
It's kind of like 1 or 2 episodes a week he does. He's like quit his job and he's just podcasting now. Well, at the time he was. Yeah, I don't know about after COVID and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, perfect. Yeah, because it's a bit different, isn't it? But yeah, I think that's the secret with some podcasts. I mean, me and Tom have talked about it before. It's like if you've got a passion and you're willing to put in that effort and make something really, really good. And if it's a subject, if it's a specific thing you do as well, then you can do really well out of it. I mean, that's why ours sort of, this isn't going to ever go in it because it's just two, 3, 4 guys, whatever, at a time, just chatting about everything and nothing. So it's just kind of like, whereas, although I've told you before about, we've got a couple of friends who have like a similar format where it's just 2 guys sitting down having a chat. They're all seeing guys, but they have segments. So there's like things that they will do quite regularly. So people get into those. And Tom and I did have that at the start, but as you're well aware, when I asked you to come on here, it's like, there's no prep, mate. Don't worry about it. So like me, Tom, we're just like, nah, can't be bothered. Not prepping for that anymore. Like we did a thing a while ago, years ago now, where it's like the ABCs of ABH, where we went through the alphabet, and each episode we would take a letter of the alphabet and bring something in to talk about, something that interests us. And, I think there's a bit. Tom did a bit where he was reading Morrissey's autobiography, but he was reading passages of it out loud, doing a Morrissey impression. which was really funny. We had theme tunes and shit for all this stuff. But yeah, it's just the amount of work involved in doing stuff like that, and we both just got busy with work and stuff and just couldn't find the time to plan and prep. But you know,
my other two podcasts I listen to quite a lot. One of them's Distorted View, and his is a daily podcast.
That's mad.
And he's been doing it for 16 years.
That's insane.
This specific podcast, he was doing other stuff like internet radio stuff before, but this podcast has been going for I think it's 15, 16 years. And he does it daily, puts a show out every weekday, and sometimes Saturday or Sunday if he
How long
misses
are those
one.
Episodes though?
So it varies. So they are more often than not 45 minutes to an hour.
Jesus.
It used to be a lot shorter. So when he started, they were 10, 15-minute episodes, and then they got to about half an hour, and now they're 45 minutes to an hour. He does have a structure that he's used for a number of years. So he does random stuff he finds on the internet, then he does a news segment, and then he does voicemails. He's got like a voicemail thing. That his fans and listeners phone into. But I really like him. I think he's really funny, and he does like disgusting stuff on the internet, basically.
That's where a lot of your Discord stuff comes from, isn't it?
Yeah. The Distorted View Discord is incredible for the filth and weird stuff that they find. Yeah,
it's that sort of thing as well. Like that format's really good. So it kind of makes sense that at the start it was only 10 or 15 minutes because. If it's when he was just starting, so he was going out and finding all that stuff and putting it together, and maybe he had a job that he had to do, so he didn't have time. But you know, as it gains popularity, he's
been doing this. That's his sole income.
It is now, so that's what I'm saying. But back then, when he first started, it may not have been. So now he's got time to do 45-minute episodes, and I'm sure people send him lots of weird stories that he can cover, and he's got the voicemail, so people are providing the content, and he just talks about their voicemails. Like,
they talk to him.
That's like perfect. Like, it's nothing to it really.
No,
but still, it's a commitment, isn't it?
Big time. I think it's kind of because it's his main job. Like it is his job. It's what he does. It's kind of everything he does.
Yeah.
So he must make. He obviously makes enough money to live. And it's just really funny. There's a lot of stuff like you'll be listening to it, and it'll just be where I was listening to the old stuff. He'd get to the news section and there'll be a news story and it'll be like, oh, this crazy thing happened. And we're like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that happening. That was really good.
Yeah, there is some weird stuff that you can find online. I remember I listened to Kevin Smith podcast, and I can't remember if it was on Smodcast or if it was on Hollywood Babylon. Oh, God. Speaking of Discord, Eric's just sent me something on Discord from...
I put the sound down.
Yeah,
if your family adjacent.
So I remember listening to, and I think it was, I can't remember if it was on Smodcast or if it was on Hollywood Babylon. I think it was Smodcast, where Kevin Smith found a story or sent a story, and it was a Craigslist advert for a guy who wanted someone to come in and dress up as a walrus and sort of live in, like it was a weird thing. And he turned it into a film, but it was just this weird story where like a guy wanted to pay someone to live in their house and just dress up as a walrus and go around because like I think he was an old explorer or something. Like this is what the Craigslist ad said. It was probably a fake ad, but it was so bizarre.
I love there's lots of little bits that he does. He's done Craigslist is one of the things he does. He'll read crazy Craigslist when I think they've stopped it now, but you used to be able to like post stuff for like sex meetups and weird stuff and but he would get his mum to read them out.
Oh, amazing.
There's loads of old recordings of his mum like reading stuff out, and she's like
horrific.
She's like, what's filching? She doesn't understand what it is. She's reading all this stuff out, and he's it's just so good.
Actually, speaking of weird sex stuff, I don't. It's not even weird. It's kind of vanilla in the fucking sort of that area now. But have you seen any news about Prince William come out?
No.
Like apparently this is like an old thing. It's something that's been talked about for a couple of years. Prince William like having an affair or something. And you know, and there's people, I think there's like this Twitter account, they get anonymous tips about the royal family and stuff, and they mentioned this like a couple of years ago or something, and they said, and you know, obviously William and Kate were happy about Meghan and Harry thing because it sort of overshadowed this rumor of an affair that he had,
right?
But it's come out the last couple of days that like Kate, like there's a woman that he was said to having an affair with, and Kate
Rose
is quite
Hanbury.
Yeah, I think that's it. And Kate was quite happy, like she's okay with this affair because she's quite vanilla and she doesn't want to get involved in like the stuff that William. She's old fashioned, and apparently, like Prince William likes pegging. Likes to be pegged. Like this is what's come out now, like and she doesn't want to do that, but this other woman's quite happy to do that for him, so she's okay with it. Like there's a hashtag on Twitter now, is hashtag Prince of Pegging.
Oh my god, so good. I think with all the stuff that's going on with Prince Andrew, William wanting a bit of pegging is fine.
Yeah, like
fill your boots. Yeah,
it's Dumois apparently is the and it's an Instagram account.
The person, the account named Dumois. So Rose Hanbury, she is the Marchioness of Cholmondeley. Cholmondeley?
Yeah, like
that's
not a real thing, is it? Like, let's be honest.
Marchioness. What's a Marchioness?
Marchioness. Like, I love this learning stuff today. It's an education coming onto a podcast.
Learning corner.
Yeah. But yeah, his interest, he's into pegging and Kate's not.
Prince of pegging.
And then you've got all of these, like there's people now that like they're William and Kate fans, and then you've got people who are like Meghan and Harry fans. So the Meghan and Harry fans are like, oh yeah, look, see, Prince William's not all roses, he's not all nice and stuff like that. And then the William and Kate fans are coming out and sort of going, well, look, no, this is just something that Harry and Meghan are putting out there to take the limelight off of them. They're trying to soil his name now.
Is this all because there's no teen book movie love rivals that like Twilight? Is that what it is?
Team Harry, Team William.
Yeah, people are starved for these horrible romances.
There's none of this fanfic out there now.
Yeah,
it's the royal family now. Yeah, it's just a bit. I just saw it this morning and something about William affair, and I was like, "What's that all about?" And then and just saw it was about pegging. I'm like, "What?" And then Prince of Pegging and Prince William affair. It was like number one trending for most of yesterday.
He could steal Will Smith's old nickname.
Yeah.
Big Willie.
Big Willie. Yeah, Rose Hanbury, a long-time friend, who's Marchioness Cholmondeley. What is that? What is Cholmondeley? Cholmondeley?
Must be a place.
Oh, yeah. It's a village in England? Civil parish in Cheshire.
Marchioness, the wife or widow of a marquess.
Marquess. Oh, okay.
It's not that funny.
I don't know what she's... Instagram Reels or TikTok? I'm not sure.
Both are gross.
Yeah, it's just a little village in Cheshire, apparently, or a civil parish in Cheshire. But yeah, weird sex stuff. It's not that weird, to be fair.
No, there could be weirder.
Yeah.
Could be like Prince Andrew and be a non-sweaty pedo.
Allegedly.
Sorry, yeah.
Come on, man.
The lawyer's knocking on the door.
You know, the audience we get, someone might be upset about that. My wife's just shared a reel with me now. For fuck's sake.
My video's better. Won't make you laugh like that, though.
Won't make you laugh like that, though. No. Right. So one of the things I said at the beginning is you're into the similar sort of stuff as myself and Tom. Did you see anything from Comic-Con at all?
Yeah, I did.
Now, are you more Marvel or DC? You're more Marvel, aren't you?
I am more Marvel.
Yeah.
I am excited for Sandman. I've always wanted to read it. I'm a big fan of Constantine.
Yes.
And I know he is a sort of linked to the Sandman universe.
Right.
Because I think, have you seen the Sandman trailer?
I haven't seen any of the trailers yet. No, because the problem is, it's like my wife's into that sort of stuff as well. So I don't want to watch the trailers without her. But if I sit down and say, hey, do you want to watch these trailers? She'll be like, no, not at the minute. So I can't watch them without her, but then she doesn't want me to watch them at the time I want to watch them. So
Sandman has...
I do usually want to watch them late at night. So it's kind
Sandman has... I can't remember her name. She was in Doctor Who. Is it Olivia Colman?
Olivia Colman. Oh, yeah.
She was the Dalek. And then...
Hang on. Oh, no. Jenna Coleman. She was... What the fuck was her name in Doctor Who? It was the girl who lived, wasn't it? Hang on. Is it Jenna? Yeah, Jenna Coleman. Yes.
Yeah. Basically, her character in Sandman is John Constantine's mother. No, mother, grandma, great grandma.
Oh, okay.
She's related.
Yeah. She's there.
So I'm interested. I like the DC stuff, the films. I don't mind I really enjoyed Shazam, but the trailer for the new film didn't enthuse me too much. The Black Adam trailer, the last trailer, I thought was a bit crap, whereas this one was a bit better, mainly because there was quite a bit of Dr. Fate.
I did watch the Black Adam trailer. I don't know much about. So in comic book terms, I think I watched the Black Adam trailer. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch the Shazam one, actually, to be fair. I think it was probably just the Black Adam trailer is the only one that I really saw from like comic book style things. But I don't really know anything about him at all.
I know very little. A friend of mine is really into the DC stuff, DC Comics, and he's read quite a lot of Black Adam, and he's not happy.
Oh, okay. So
I can't remember why.
I see. I don't know if it's like I say, what's the word I'm looking for? True to the comics and stuff like that. But I quite like that he's a hero. Like he's an anti-hero, isn't he?
I think so. Do you know more about DC? More about Marvel.
I know more about Marvel, but again, like when you go deep into the lore of these sort of like some of these characters that they're bringing into the MCU, like I know most of my knowledge now comes from the MCU. Like in all honesty, the only books I've really read, I've read a few of Captain Marvel, and the New Avengers, the Brian Michael Bendis New Avengers.
So not sort of abilities or power wise, but Black Adam is a bit more comparable to Doctor Doom in a sense, because bits of Doctor Doom. So Doctor Doom has he becomes the ruler of Latveria.
Yes, I know Latveria. Yeah,
and he's that's kind of his thing. He wants to deal with it on his own and be right. That's similar to Black Adam. So in the comics, Black Adam, he's the leader of this country. I've completely forgotten what it's called, or a city. And it's very similar. He just wants to look after his people. Yeah, and that's kind of it's quite comparable. But obviously, his powers and abilities and stuff are a lot different. Yeah.
I imagine so. It's like he's got his own place, and people want to try and get in and sort of get involved, and he's like, fuck off, I should imagine.
So the comics, so the film's kind of a bit more, I don't know,
from the trailer, it looks really good. Like it looks like something I'd enjoy, but then unfortunately, a lot of the DC ones have been like that. Hey, that looks really good, and you go and watch it and you go, what was that? I think more recent ones, I think they're sort of getting better. Like Justice League was a mess. Zack Snyder's Justice League was still a mess, but it was better, but it was really fucking long.
I didn't watch it. I've not watched it.
The Zack Snyder one's better. Did you watch the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one?
No, I've got that on my pile of stuff to watch.
I watch it. It's really fucking good.
That is that I want to watch, definitely.
But yeah, I kind of like... I more enjoy, like, obviously the Batman was really good, but I'm kind of liking the ones that are not to do with Batman and Superman, which is weird to say for DC. Like you say, Shazam was really good. Like, that was good fun. I really liked Wonder Woman, to be fair, but I know that sort of had some Batman in it. But
I think they were just trying to catch up, or to try and do the what Marvel were doing, and just not doing it very well. I think the Marvel sort of, although they did it better and they started before, they had that sort of not stale, but the sort of early films were a bit, they were good films. Captain America, I couldn't care less about. The other ones were good, and then as they started to sort of let directors do more, so Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, they sort of expanded more and let them sort of each movie, rather than just being a like backstory, it kind of became its own type of film.
I think a lot of that probably came from the fact, like the earlier ones, it's like, we're going to try something, and then once it started working and they proved they could do it, that's when they were like, right, here's some more money, go and do this and bring everything in. And once they proved that it was working, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I didn't like the first Avenger, Captain America, the first Avenger, the first time I watched it. But once a lot more had been built on and I went back to it, I enjoyed it a lot more.
I did that because I watched it and I didn't really like it. And then I'd watched it again because I think, obviously, the years went by, and then Avengers, I think Infinity War or something was coming out. So it's like, I'll go back and start again. And I was still like...
didn't give a shit.
No,
it's
what
weird.
it is.
It's weird. It feels very different, I think, doesn't it? He's... I don't know, maybe he's quite a vanilla guy, isn't he? He's goody-goody, so it's sort of...
Yeah, no, because I don't dislike the character. I like the other films, the later films. So the Winter Soldier and Civil War and other Captain America stuff, I like those.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was just the action or the theme or the setting.
Yeah.
I just didn't grab me. I wasn't entertained as much, and which is a massive fucking shame because I absolutely love the Red Skull. The guy who plays the Red Skull.
Oh, yeah. No. The other guy from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that one. Matrix.
Agent Smith from The Matrix, yeah.
Yeah. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
What the fuck's his name?
I don't know. Brain's gone now.
Yeah, never mind.
But yeah, so, so I really like him, and the Hugo Weaving.
Thank you.
V for Vendetta.
Yes, he's V, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's a really good film. Just a little side note. Really good film. It's called The Mule or Mule. There is another film called Mule or The Mule, which is a Clint Eastwood film. It's not that. It's an Australian film, and he plays. It's based on a true story about some idiot whose his friends convince him to smuggle drugs up his arse, and he gets caught by the FBI. So
it's also called The Smuggler.
Smuggler. It's called The Mule.
So it says original title The Mule, but also The Smuggler.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be called something different in another.
So the FBI know that he's got drugs on him because they've been tipped off, but they can't prove it. So they lock him in a hotel room, and it's like this story about this guy trying not to shit himself.
I feel like I know this film.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah, I feel like I know this story.
Hugo Weaving's like one of the FBI guys.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's really good. Anyway,
Anyway.
So Captain America, So the earlier films I wasn't too fussed by. I think DC, I don't know where they went wrong. the films just weren't. The early films just weren't as good. But yeah, like I know they tried it with Suicide Squad. Like they tried to branch out and do something a bit more crazy, and it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, like the first Suicide Squad film, I quite liked it. It wasn't great, but I quite liked it. It was good fun. I think the newer Suicide Squad film is better, but it's still not.
Do you know what? As much as I wanted to see it because of James Gunn and the changes, I've still not seen it.
Yeah, and again, it's fine. I think it's more. I want to say more enjoyable. It's lighter, which you would imagine anyway from James Gunn. But
yeah, the DC films are always quite dour.
Yeah.
Thing is it's not even just the earlier films. So I remember this quite vividly. I watched what's the third Dark Knight film? Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
I watched that. Man of Steel and Amazing Spider-Man 2 in the same weekend.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises didn't really like. Man of Steel I really enjoyed, and Amazing Spider-Man 2 I really enjoyed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's sort of like the opposite to what everyone else would feel like.
I know.
Man of Steel didn't particularly like myself. It was fine.
I think the
Amazing Spider-Man 2 I've not watched, to be fair.
It's really good.
But Dark Knight Rises I thought was great.
I didn't like that trilogy of films. I don't know why. The first film was a bit dull. The second one, Heath Ledger was really good. Like Joker was really cool. And then the third one, didn't do it for me.
That's really interesting. That's interesting.
I think it's because it's kind of. I know it is still unrealistic. Fighting, explosions, guns, blah blah blah. But I think it's because it was so grounded, and I prefer it to be a bit more fantastical. So Man of Steel, flying, punching, superpowers, blah blah blah. I know everyone whinged about the death toll and stuff, but like uncontrollable power. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole point. And Spider-Man, it's just Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's always going to be good.
I remember the first time I watched. When I watched The Dark Knight Rises, it was a illegally downloaded copy.
You acquired it?
Yes. Downloaded it illegally. And I started it, but it was like a HD copy. It was lovely. It was it was after the film had been released on, so it wasn't like a video cam.
It wasn't a cam, yeah.
And it started, and then Bane started talking in the airplane, and I was like, I've downloaded a fucking stupid copy. Someone's dubbed over his voice for some bell end. And I was like, oh no, that's his actual voice. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, the Bane voice was a bit odd.
Yes, my name is Bane.
It was a weird choice, especially because he's a great actor. It was a weird choice, that one. But then I suppose if you've got and you got Bane, it's just a bit.
I think Bane is as much as everyone likes that film and they seem to like the character, it is a big difference to the comic books again. But that trilogy of films did that. Joker was probably the closest one, but Ra's al Ghul,
yeah, Ra's al Ghul, yeah.
His character was like completely different. Scarecrow, yeah, pretty much Scarecrow, I guess. But yeah, the rest it was just a bit, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So the DC offering, the current DC offering of films is looking better, but I'm unsure.
Yeah, so the films, I'm trying to find the DC films that were announced. There wasn't a lot for DC, was there?
There was nothing new announced. They showed off mostly stuff that had been.
Oh, Shazam 2. There was nothing new, but they had had the Shazam 2. Was that the only film they showed? Oh, and Black Adam, obviously, yeah.
They did. So Sandman. Did they show off season 3 of Harley Quinn?
Was that the animated? Or?
Yeah, the one with Kaylee Cacao.
I'm trying to think what because I'm looking for a list of everything that was announced essentially,
So
but there wasn't a
doing-
huge amount for DC, was there? But
No, so they Blue. Did they show off Blue Beetle's screen something? Because they're still doing Blue Beetle. The Flash is weird.
I don't know what's going on with that, because obviously it's quite problematic, isn't he?
He's
Whatever his name is. He sort of didn't he get like some underage, or she was underage when they got together, and then they just sort of
kidnapped somebody and.
Well, it's only kidnapping because she was under 21 or whatever, wasn't it? Like, sort of like took her across state lines and shit, or left the country with her. Weird.
Which is
a shame because he was really good.
Yeah,
he was weird, but he was really good.
He was very good as the Flash, but I think
they can't take him. But yeah, there wasn't a huge amount for DC, but like
did they show? They didn't show any Aquaman 2, did they? Probably because of the Amber Heard stuff.
Yeah.
Like Shazam was really good. The Joker was really good.
Yeah.
And like the Black Adam was when they announced it, and it was like The Rock's going to be Black Adam. It was like I was quite excited.
Yeah.
Because perfect casting, seemed perfect. Like an interesting character, great. And then now the last trailer, not the current one, the trailer before, I was like, oh no, I don't like the look of that.
Yeah.
The current trailer was a bit better.
It does look really cool. It does look interesting.
Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate, he looks really cool. So I'm excited for that bit of the film so far.
Yeah, and I think Marvel announced a shit ton. Like they basically announced pretty much all of the next phase, didn't they? Phase 5, and then the start of phase 6.
Yes.
They announced a couple of bits, but obviously there's probably going to be a bit more in there that they haven't announced yet. There was so much.
One of the directors said that Armor Wars is still coming.
Is that with
it's the
War Machine?
Rhodey, Rhodes.
I don't like Rhodey.
I'm not a big fan.
I don't like him in the films. Like I don't know.
I'm not a big fan, but it might be interesting. The TV shows have all been pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with not odd, but the kind of
the lesser
known characters. So Echo, Ironheart, Ms. Marvel. I haven't finished that. I've only watched the first episode. I will finish it. I haven't finished Hawkeye either. Trying to think of the other ones, the shows that are coming.
So you got Agatha.
The Secret Invasion. Agatha, yeah.
But I think it's because she was so good.
Popular, yeah.
It's just because of that actress and her representation in WandaVision. She was just fantastic. So I think, do you know what? We need to give her her own thing. But like, it's really cool. Like you got witches, like actual witches. I know you've got Scarlet Witch, but that's more like magic, like from the universe. Like Agatha's like a proper Salem witch.
Yeah.
Like I really, really like that. But they've changed it from. They've changed the name of it now, haven't they? Because it's now called Coven of Chaos.
Coven of Chaos, yeah. Something to do with the chaos magic and all that sort of stuff, probably.
Yeah, but Thunderbolts as well.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of this shit I don't know. Like I need to get on Comixology and just get a load of shit.
I can't remember off the top of my head a lot about Thunderbolts. I think is the Thunderbolts. It's like a young sort of like teenage Avengers. I think Thunderbolts.
I think possibly. I mean, you've got young Avengers anyway as well, haven't you? Like there's lots of different things. So they're an anti-hero team.
Oh,
they're anti-heroes. So
there was do you know the Civil War comic book storyline?
Yes.
So that the Civil War was kicked off because a young group of heroes tried to stop bad guys, and one of them went nuclear and killed loads of people.
Right.
And that's what kicked off the Superhuman Registration Act in the comics.
Yes, yeah.
And I thought, in my head, that was the Thunderbolts. One of the groups was the Thunderbolts, but maybe it's not.
So this article, and I don't think this is actually the lineup, but it's like who could be in the Thunderbolts. So did you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Right. So John Walker. So, you know, the Captain America in it from it. Like the, so he could be in it. Yelena. So obviously Black Widow's sister. They say her. Julia Louise-Dreyfus's character from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Valentina.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
The like agent lady.
Yeah. Baron Zemo, Abomination, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Punisher, and Taskmaster, and Ghost, who I think was in Ant-Man. Yeah. So yeah, like they're the people that could be in it. So they're like they're the good guys. They're kind of good guys, kind of bad guys. They're probably going to kill a shit ton of people.
There was obviously with people like that around, there were rumors that there was going to be like a Dark Avengers or Dark Reign storyline, which would have been poo because Dark Avengers had the Sentry, one of my favorite Marvel characters.
You like Sentry? So yeah, they play. I think they showed an Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer, and I think wasn't MODOK in it?
Yeah, so that trailer
was a series, wasn't it? Like an animated show, and then they've actually.
So MODOK, they did an animated series with Patton Oswalt.
Yeah,
didn't do very well. I don't think it was very funny. But yeah, they showed the teaser off, and apparently people described it or tried to draw it because obviously it was closed trailer. And they said that he's like looks like a robot.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up now because I think there's probably
because there was
somebody
did a drawing and it was like it looked like big robot heads, like sleek Iron Man style robot head with little arms and legs.
Yeah,
and someone basically described it from the trailer, and obviously
from pictures I'm seeing, I can't see how they could do it, and from what you're describing, I can't see how they could do it and him not like sort of look a bit like Krang from the Turtles. So you know, he's a brain, but you know, I know that's not what he's supposed to be like.
Obviously, yeah. In the MODOK itself, he's like a big giant head with like little tiny arms.
Yeah.
So this was still a big giant head, but it was just a robot rather than a human head.
Oh, so it didn't even have like a window with a human.
No. It was just it had like glowing red eyes and stuff, and it was more like a robot than a actual person. But it still had like arms and legs. So obviously, it must be. I think it must be a design choice because having a big giant head with tiny arms and legs look like a person. In a live action movie.
I see this picture you're talking about now.
Yeah,
that's weird. Especially when they've done the series and he looks like MODOK, but I can see like there's.
But again,
pictures.
that was like a cartoon. It was a stop animation, wasn't it? Whereas if you want a real life human being, giant head, like did you play the Marvel Avengers game, the recent one?
No.
So MODOK was in that. And he started off as a person at the beginning of the game, and then like something happens to him, and he turns into MODOK, and it is a big giant head and but I think because it's like computer animation and stuff, it looks fine. But again, I think trying to make a real big giant floating head doesn't look real is probably going to look very strange.
Yeah, so there's like the only thing I can find online is just like a picture, and it's just like a small portion of it, and you can kind of see, it looks like a metallic face or a metallic head with like a red eye. That's all you can really see. But
basically,
it's going to be odd. It's going to be a difficult one for people to accept, I think, even now with all the shit that's out there. Some of the things I'm quite looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Marvels, the TV series, the Marvels. That would be good because, like, I did like Miss Marvel.
That's the film, isn't it?
Is it a film? Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was a series, The Marvels. No, it's Captain America, Captain Marvel 2, isn't it? The Marvels.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that just because I like Captain Marvel. She's like one of my favorite. Like Carol Danvers is like one of my favorite books I've read, and I liked the Miss Marvel TV series. Blade, I'm interested in because
Blade, amazing.
Mahershala Ali, yeah, like Blade was that was great. I just loved that.
Those
original films.
Like, I watched them relatively recently.
Yeah,
a year or two ago now. But I rewatched them, and
even Blade Trinity, it was great with Ryan Reynolds, fantastic, like so good.
Tad cheesy in places, but they're made in the 90s or early 2000s, whatever. But they're just good films.
Captain America: New World Order is interesting, and that's with Sam, isn't it?
It's the first one with
Falcon. The Falcon as Captain America.
Yeah, I mean, Falcon Winter Soldier. I really liked it. The fact that he's Captain America, great. I've got no problem with that.
All for that.
I think it's going to be interesting. I'm glad it wasn't Bucky because Bucky was kind of the obvious choice. Yeah, he's just a bit obvious.
Yeah, I suppose Bucky's such a great. He's fantastic, but it makes sense. Yeah, because I think Bucky, like, if he's going to be in Thunderbolts, he's like an anti-hero. He's not Captain America. Like, although in the comic books he was, but the character in the MCU, he's not a good fit. He's not a good replacement. Whereas Sam is, because he is good. Like, he's a good guy. Is it you that I've spoken to that hasn't really watched the Netflix series?
I know I've seen the Netflix
series.
Have? Yes, I haven't seen. I didn't watch Daredevil. No, not Daredevil. Punisher.
Punisher's fantastic. You need to watch Punisher. But Daredevil, like the new Disney Plus series, Daredevil, 18 fucking episodes of that Daredevil.
I hope
it's going to be amazing.
Just another series of the Netflix one.
That's what I was thinking. I'm hoping they've got the same team making it.
Gritty,
all of
realism,
the same team.
The fight, the combat, that sort of like realistic combat.
The like 10-minute fight scene, like one-shot fight scenes or whatever they are. Yeah.
I just hope it's good.
I'm quite looking forward to Secret Invasion series as well. That could be quite good. And I think that's like the Phase 5 stuff. Like there's more. Like, you've got the Loki series 2, you got Guardians 3, which fine, whatever. What is the Phase 6 stuff again? Like they're ending with 2 films, aren't they? It is Secret Wars, isn't it?
So it's Kang Dynasty.
Yes.
Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars.
The Secret Wars is great. That's a book I'm reading at the minute, going through at the minute. Is Secret Wars, and but I don't understand how, because Secret Wars is the one where the Krolls come and they're sort of disguised as the heroes, isn't it? Or is that Invasion?
No, that's Secret Invasion.
Right. Okay. So Secret Invasion is the one I'm saying. I'm thinking I don't know how they're going to do that, because at the end of Captain Marvel, the Krolls are kind of like good.
So no, Secret Wars, if I remember rightly, was the Battle World, the original Battle World. Secret.
The worlds of Old Man Logan, Marvel Zombies, Age of Apocalypse, Days of Future Past. No. It's Doctor Doom.
So Battle World was the recent storyline where Doctor Doom becomes God. And splits the world up into weird factions and all this strange stuff. But no, the original Secret Wars from a long time ago. Yeah, that is the storyline I was thinking of. Yeah. So it's an old storyline where a strange cosmic being called the Beyonder brings all of Marvel's good guys and bad guys and plonks them down in Battle World and goes, there you go.
Oh, is it Marvel's Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, you could say that. So like it's also the first appearance of Spider-Man's black suit.
Oh, okay.
Venom. Oh, it's basically when they arrive,
Yeah.
Spider-Man's got this black suit. And he's like, I don't know what's going on here.
It's the symbiote suit.
Possibly, I can't remember.
Yeah. Either way, it's
but that's what Secret Wars is.
That's kind of cool.
There's a newer version. I think there's a newer one, which was the Battle World storyline with Doctor Doom. But there's in the original Secret Wars, Kang and Doctor Doom like go off to like scheme and do stuff. I can't remember. I read it years ago.
But yeah, that's kind of an interesting one. But yeah, in that case, like I say, it was Secret Invasion is the one that I'm a bit confused because
Secret Invasion is the Skrull.
But the Skrulls, sorry, but they're kind of good at the end of Captain Marvel, like because Captain Marvel's helped them and saved them, and then they've gone on their way.
I think that's I think that's what happens in the comics. So it's like a faction of them that,
right,
in Secret Wars, they're like invading, but there's a load of them that are sort of similar to the film where they're like, what's the word?
They're sort of like broke away.
Need somewhere to live. They're
outcast. No, what's the word? I know what you mean, but yeah,
I can't remember. I read a lot of these stories a long time ago.
Because this is the problem. It's like when I'm reading them, I'm just reading, here's Secret Invasion. I'm reading that and not the bits that come before that lead up to it and not the bits that are after. Because, so it's that sort of, it's that weird thing. But they also teased or said like the Fantastic Four is going to start phase 6. And that's going to have John Krasinski. His Mr. Fantastic.
Did they say that?
I'm pretty sure they did. I thought they did. Maybe they didn't. Maybe
I thought they said that John. The only reason because there was what's his name, Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
he was in an interview and he said that they only did him in Doctor Strange because of the fan castings.
Right. Okay.
That was like a nod to the fans, and the actual one hasn't been cast.
Still waiting for official cast confirmation. Yeah. Okay. I thought they were saying he was because his picture's everywhere, but I suppose that's more like we want him.
Yeah. He would be perfect, but I don't think he's doing it. There was a reason why. I'm sure I read somewhere that he couldn't or wouldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I suppose he's done his bit and he was great. I mean, unfortunately, as brief as it was, he was great. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then obviously they released a new She-Hulk trailer, which I liked the first She-Hulk trailer. I didn't have any issues with it.
I didn't. I wasn't. No, I did. The first trailer, I was a bit like, I don't know, but this one's better.
Yeah. It's more of but I quite liked it. I like Tatiana Maslany anyway. Like it was a teaser anyway. We're not going to get too much out of it. I quite like the tone of it. Like it's kind of silly, tongue in cheek, but again, it's and Tom and I talk a lot on here, or we've talked quite a few times about like the Marvel fatigue, where people are probably going to be like, for fuck's sake, more Marvel. But I think we've reached that Marvel fatigue stage, but now we're going into this new era where there's new characters and it's different stories and it's different people. There's going to be some crossover, obviously, because you've still got the Hulk, but he's passing the mantle to She-Hulk by the looks of it. You've still got Sam, but he was kind of like he was introduced quite late, and you've got Captain Marvel, who was introduced quite late. And, I think it's quite good that they're changing it now because I think people are starting to get tired of it. And obviously we've got like America Chavez, like what the fuck? I think she's going to be in the Marvels as well. I'm hoping. America Chavez, Miss Marvel.
Monica Rambeau.
Oh yes, yeah. Yes, which makes sense. Yeah, from I totally forgot about that.
WandaVision, yeah.
I forgot about that because of WandaVision, yeah. But
I can't remember what character's called. It's not Spectre, is it? It's I've forgotten.
Monica Rambeau. Where's the cast? So Brie Larson, we know. Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel, Monica Rambeau, Nick Fury, but it's not saying that any. Actually, that's a fewer people than I thought it was going to be. I could have sworn America Chavez was going to be in it. Well, that's a shame if she's not, because she was great.
Yeah, maybe she's. I'm sure maybe she's going to be something else.
Because I thought it was supposed to be like the Marvels were supposed to be like the Young Avengers type. Because I don't know if they're doing the Young Avengers.
No, again, I think they kind of, people assumed they would be, or they might have been.
Yeah, it probably was never actually, probably never actually announced at all. But yeah, it's only really got those three at the minute: Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and Miss Marvel. Interesting.
But yeah,
either way, it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to most things. I don't think there's nothing Marvel have announced that I'm kind of, I'd go, I don't watch that.
Yeah, no, and there's nothing. I don't think there's anything that Marvel have done where I've kind of gone, I didn't like that. Like the stuff that I'm like, there was better stuff. Like I know you're a big Moon Knight fan.
I wouldn't say big.
I thought you said you really liked him.
I really like Moon Knight. I'm not a big fan.
Okay, you really like Moon Knight, but you're not a big fan. But did you like the series?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I did to a point. There were some bits in it that I thought were great, and then there were some bits where I was they rushed the ending.
I've read some Moon Knight stuff, and I like the chaoticness of the character where he is genuinely unhinged.
Yeah.
And the Marvel series was different. It was complete. It was different. But I think what the saving grace for Moon Knight was the actor. His name. He was brilliant. Like he was really good.
However,
dodgy English accent aside, he was really good.
Yeah, we sort of had a big laugh about it because it's like, what was it he says? Why did you call me Mark? Why did you call me Mark? Like, it was hilarious, that bit. But yeah, he was Oscar Isaacs, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, yeah.
Like he was fantastic. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know, maybe Marvel haven't offered him his check yet, but I'm sure I read somewhere where he said he doesn't want to do another series. He's quite happy with how it was. Whether he actually does or not.
Well, they filmed the bit at the end where he's the taxi
driver. Yeah. So they've left it open, but whether he actually does do another series or not, I haven't seen anything about it recently, so I don't know if it has been announced or whatever. But
he is kind of, I want to say like another ground level, sort of event, like hero. He's Daredevil's been in the Avengers, but so's Moon Knight, and stuff. So, but he might pop up in Daredevil, stuff like that.
Potentially. It's sort of like the Hell's Kitchen area, like the Brooklyn Hell's Kitchen, and that sort of area. Yeah, but like I say, it's not even. I've never said I don't like something Marvel's done that I can remember off the top of my head. Usually you sort of forget about those ones, so they never come to the forefront. But and all this new stuff, like I'm interested. Like I know nothing about Echo. I don't know why. So I'm intrigued by it all. I'm up for Echo. I know little about her. I'm not finished Hawkeye. The last episode of Hawkeye I watched was the very end. You see Echo, and
then so that's where I'd got up to with that. So, but I'm still like, I'm well up for Echo, up for anything. Ironheart's going to be cool.
Yeah,
I do want to see more. I wasn't sure on Loki, but I really enjoyed it. And then the ending with Kang. Yeah. The actor, it was for the very, the sort of short scene he was in it compared to the rest of the series. He was very
He's the
good.
guy at the end of the universe, at the end of the timeline, isn't he?
He who remains.
Yeah, he watches over it all, and yeah. Actually, no, you said about Echo. I know. Yeah, I didn't realize it was her. For some reason, I forgot. Yeah, in Hawkeye, she was great. Yeah. No, I'm way more interested in it now. Now I know. Now I've seen that, but yeah, that's. Yeah, I think there's a lot for comic book fans and stuff. I think there was a lot. Oh fuck yeah, there was a Groot trailer, wasn't there? That I'm not bothered about. I don't think.
Group trailer.
I am Groot.
Oh yeah, no, that's that. That feels very, very Saturday morning cartoon type thing.
Yeah, I loved Groot in the first Guardians film. Mm-hmm. And I really liked the end of it when he became like baby Groot. And then they're just stretching that out to like teen Groot. And, you think by fucking after the snap, because this is the thing, right? You've had the snap, you've had all of these years, and then you go in to watch Thor Love and Thunder, and Groot is still like adolescent Groot. And you're like, but there's been all these years. Why is...
I don't know. I haven't seen Love and Thunder yet.
Yeah, but that's after the snap, which was how many years?
Did Groot get snapped?
That could explain it, to be fair.
I think he
did. That could explain it then. Yeah.
I can't remember.
But then I Am Groot is the series. I think he's like young, sort of baby Groot again. He's not. I don't think it's adolescent Groot. That's from the looks of it. Yeah. So
I don't know if they're like. I think it is. Isn't it like short form? Isn't it like 5-10 minute episodes?
If they are, I'll probably give it a fucking go and probably end up loving it after all of this. But yeah,
it depends on what it's like. If they're like little Pixar, like mini, like little shorts, that's the way.
Yeah,
it might be right, but I'm not.
I'm not too fussed about it. But it's like, what if I haven't really watched that? I know people tell me I need to watch it, but it didn't kind of interest me. No. When it first came on, but I will watch it at some point. They showed a Black Panther Wakanda Forever teaser as well, didn't they?
That looks really good. And
yeah. I haven't watched it. I've seen a lot now. Like now we've been quite a few years out from Chadwick Boseman dying. There's a lot of people who said that they shouldn't ever replace him, are kind of wishing now that they had.
No.
And there's still people saying that they shouldn't, but it's more, I think even Chadwick Boseman's brother came out and said, look, Chadwick would want, because he said that he wanted that character such a great inspiration to like the African American or the African community, black community. So he feels that Chadwick would have want him replaced, like still be T'Challa. Like it should still be T'Challa, but recast.
It's really hard because I personally, they're not recasting T'Challa is fine. Like as long as they handle it well, it'll still be good. The film can continue without him. Like they can have the characters continue, and they can have Shuri. She's interesting. They're introducing. Obviously, it's where Ironheart's been introduced. Namor is coming into it. T'Challa's mum's got quite a big role. They're bringing in the guy from the other tribe. I can't remember his name.
Yes, the gorilla, the tribe.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
It's I don't think the film's going to be short of decent characters at all.
No,
as good as Chadwick Boseman was, and it's a shame that he's not here to do more. But
I think it'll be fine. I think it'll still be good.
Kind of insensitive. I think it feels like they be an insensitive move to either try and CG it or
they couldn't,
or anything like that.
Yeah, not the CG replacement.
Or replace it.
No, but it's like I say, it'd be cool. And they did, they set up with like T'Challa's dad dying. They set up the Black Panther mantle can be passed on. So, it's not going to be weird. Like, well, how's Black Panther just suddenly a different person? But yeah,
I think the fact that it is a case of, because a lot of the characters are, even though anyone could put the Iron Man suit on and be Iron Man.
Yeah.
Same with Captain America, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I think the Black Panther, like you said, the mantle, it's kind of part of the lore.
Yeah.
So it going to somebody else isn't crazy, isn't a big thing. Like, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It wouldn't be too out. Like it was not. It wouldn't feel disjointed. No. It's really cool. Yeah. There was a lot of Marvel coming out, and it is exciting again. And quite surprised that I saw it when I'm like, oh, this sounds really good. This is interesting. And I do love the fact that it's a lot of new stuff that I don't know about. And I'm like, cool, lots of new stuff to learn.
I think if you're aware of, if you've read the original stuff, you kind of have like a prefix of what you want. So like I'm a massive Thanos fan.
Yeah.
So I think I've read pretty much all the different Infinity Saga storylines, and what they did with Thanos in the films was great.
Yeah.
I really liked it. There was a few niggly bits, but I think a lot of it makes sense with the MCU, with what they've done. So like in the comics, they stop Thanos. Nebula does it. Nebula kills Thanos at the end. The first Infinity storyline, Nebula kills Thanos at the end. At the beginning, the comic book there's like a short mini story with Thanos collecting the gems, and then the Infinity Gauntlet storyline starts with the snap, as it were.
Oh, okay.
So like there's a scene where Captain America's on like the Shield. I think it's Shield space station with Hawkeye and somebody else, and they're doing stuff, and all of a sudden Hawkeye and whoever it is, I think it's Maria Hill, just disappear. And like it starts with Thanos doing the snap.
Okay. So it starts with the snap, whereas obviously the films start with him trying to get the Infinity Stones. Yeah.
So that's cool. And like what they did with his purpose, his idea of what he was doing in the films was really good as well. And in the comic, he did it because he was in love with death.
Yes, I remember. I'm sure you told me this before. Actually,
so Thanos was in love with death. He says that there being more life in the universe than there has ever been before is an imbalance, and to fix that imbalance and to get death to notice him, he wanted to collect the Infinity Gems and wipe out all half of life.
Yeah,
in the universe.
Interesting. That's really cool. How long have we been just talking? About an hour and a half, maybe longer now. Brilliant. Yeah. I love it though. But yeah, it's got, I mean, there was loads of other stuff at Comic-Con and it would take forever to go over it. I kind of want to save some bits to talk to Tom about as well. But, but I thought, like, I know you know a lot more about comics than I do. So it's, though you know a lot more about the comics than I do. You might not know as much as some people, but you know more than me, which is the point. And it's really cool. And that sort of thing gets conversations going. But I think this is a good place to end it. I should let you get back to your other half, and I need to get back to my other half.
She's not home.
Is she not?
No, she went to see her friend because they're going on holiday, and she's going to be popping in on looking at their dog. So
well, did you get your new game?
No,
you didn't even get that.
No.
Wow.
Well, I looked at some Basically, the new Digimon Survive game is it's like a tactical RPG with visual novel settings.
Okay.
So, do you know much about visual novel games?
I've seen bits and pieces. Yeah. What's it? Hatterful Boyfriend.
Sort of.
What's the other one? The Doki Doki Literature
ones.
Club.
Yeah. So the
I've got
the
it.
visual
I've played a
novel
bit
ones,
of it. I've not gone too far into it.
Yeah. So I looked at somebody's first impressions, and they were like, "Oh, here's my first impressions. I've played about 8 hours of the game. Just to let you know, of those 8 hours, 1 hour was spent in combat and dealing with character management and the sort of like nitty gritty game stuff. The other 7 hours was visual novel stuff,
was reading,
and I pretty much like it's kind of like." You pick stuff that happens and that affects the story, and there's other mechanics in the game, and I was just like, no, I don't think I'll enjoy that as much as I enjoyed Digimon. That's not what I want to play.
No,
so didn't bother.
Fair enough. Because I know you. Just for a bit of backstory as well, like Eric was a manager in game for how many years? How long did you work in game, to be fair?
That's about 7 years.
7 years. So, a bit of a gamer as well.
Yep.
So that's why I asked him about if he got the game, because I knew he was after one. Hey, maybe you can, carry on playing one of the other 3 or 4 games you brought the last couple of weeks.
I've got so many games to play. So even ones I've bought. Sony have got new bloody free game stuff going on, and
PlayStation Plus. Did you get the top tier PlayStation Plus?
Well, I went to increase my subscription because it runs out in November to the middle one, and it was like pay £18 for the middle one to subscribe for the rest of the year, or £21 for the top premium one. And I was like, for £3 I might as well
get everything. Yeah. I mean, I've looked at it, and I mean, like my PS4 is now up in my daughter's bedroom. She plays it a lot, and I think it's only the 500 gig hard drive, and it's not worth. I don't think it's worth going for the top tier one on that. Because
to be fair, the extra stuff when you get the top tier are older stuff, so they're not big games.
Well, no. So you get the PS1, PS2, PS3 games, don't you? Yeah.
It's the middle one that has like you can get like the PS4 and PS5.
What
games.
Used to be PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
And now it's not a lot. But then, who was it? Was it Toby at work was saying that they're doing the Tony Hawk's remasters coming to PlayStation Plus next month, so I might have to look at that.
August. You can, the Plus. So that is not the game catalogue. That is the Plus membership. So you only need the first tier for that one.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, fantastic. I've already got that, so fine. That's good.
You'll get those.
Excellent. Because Tony Hawk's amazing games. I love them.
I played when the remaster came out, I got it, and it didn't grab me.
No? Did you play
the games originally? Yeah, I played them originally. I started playing Tony Hawk's 1 because you basically play the levels as they. You can pick which ones you play, but I thought I'd start at the beginning, and I got halfway through and just didn't want to play anymore. Yeah. I think it was because the first Tony Hawk's was it was the first one, and obviously the controls and gameplay got better towards the end.
Oh yeah.
And the first one was a bit clunky, and even though they improved it for the first one, these same levels, I just don't know, just didn't grab me.
No, that's a shame.
So, but it's free. I'll give it a download. I'll get back into try and get into the Tony Hawk's 2 stuff, and maybe that'll
Tony Hawk's 2 was the one for me. I think that's when they introduced like manuals and reverts, so you could like string long combos.
Yeah.
Whereas the number 1 didn't have either of those, but they've probably brought it in for the remaster.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they basically it was like the
Oh no, you broke up. You've gone.
I'm still here.
Yeah, no, I think it was my internet. You sort of froze. So you said they
improved they added the newer mechanics, but had all the old levels and stuff. So
yeah.
I can't quite remember, but yeah, I just didn't enthuse me. But it's free. I'll download it. I'll give it another bash.
Yeah, I'll have to. The problem is because it's up in my daughter's room now. I'll have to just go up there and play it.
Just kick her out.
Out.
Reliving my youth. Get out.
Yeah, she wants Stray.
It's good.
Yeah, I know, but
it's good. It's free. No, it's not. Yeah,
it's
free.
No, it's £24, isn't it?
It might be. You might need the middle or premium PlayStation Plus.
Oh, okay. I'll have to.
But I'm sure it's free. I didn't pay. I didn't buy it.
Oh, right.
I didn't pay for it.
I'll have to have a look quickly, see what is there. Anyway, yeah. But as I was saying, probably about 15 minutes ago, we will get off. I need to get stuff sorted. My wife's not well, so I need to check in on her, I suppose. My daughter's got a friend round, so she's all right. But thank you for agreeing to do this and joining me. I actually enjoyed this. I think it was great, and I think people are going to enjoy it. I mean, they're going to enjoy the fact there's new stuff out there again. Had a good old chat. I do appreciate you making time for it, and
it's all right. If people want, I don't mind doing it again.
Come back. Well, normally when we get people on as well, it's sort of like, I mean, tend to be friends through podcasting, and it's kind of like, oh, have you got any new stuff? Have you got anything you want to promote? I'm guessing you haven't. Yeah.
I can promote the amount of trophies I've got on my PSN.
I mean,
no,
are you a completionist?
No.
Okay.
I do try and get trophies where I can. Yeah. Do next week's episode now.
Yeah.
I do try and get as much trophies as I can, but I'm not like if a game doesn't grab me, I won't force myself to finish it.
So just for a bit of context, Tom, my co-host, he is a completionist. He likes to get platinum trophies, and him and his partner Joe, they together like to play the Lego games.
Yep.
And they like to platinum the Lego games.
Yeah, I've done a few of them.
Which is crazy. I've got one platinum trophy, and that was on the PS3, and it was Rain. That short game. I don't know, that indie game, Rain. I don't know if you've ever played it.
Yeah, I've probably got that one.
It's great. It's where you're like this little kid that lives in an invisible world, and there's monsters, and there's you, and you show up.
I think I played that.
Like, it's a stunning game, art piece. And I platinumed that because, the game's like 4 hours it takes to do that. So
I've only got 126 platinums.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah. So
that's not much, mate. We're playing it.
It's not.
Amateur numbers.
Huh?
Amateur numbers.
Yeah.
It's fucking hell, man. I haven't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Right. We will go. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go. Thank you again for joining us. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to it. Get in touch with us. Tell us what you thought of the Comic-Con side of things. And if you disagree with us on anything. But yeah, for this episode, I have been Ant.
I've been Eric.
Bye.
See you later, guys.
He doesn't listen. He doesn't know the bye thing. Never mind. There we go. That'll do.